Who was the man who single-handedly changed the course of Roman history, and by extension the entire Western world? It wasn't Caesar, it wasn't Augustus, it was an emperor who, on the eve of a decisive battle, had a vision that would not only secure his power, but also transform an empire. We're talking about Constantine the Great. His story is one of ambition, faith, and a radical reshaping of civilization. From a pagan empire persecuting a minority religion to the very bedrock of Christendom, Constantine's reign marks a pivotal turning point in history. So how did one man manage to steer such a colossal ship in a completely new direction? How did he go from one of several competing emperors to the sole ruler who would lay the groundwork for the next 1,000 years of European history? Stick around as we uncover the incredible story of the first Christian emperor and how he built a new Rome, both literally and figuratively. Let's set the scene. The year is 312 AD. The Roman Empire is fractured, ruled by a tetrarchy, a system of 4 co-emperors. Constantine controls the western provinces of Britain and Gaul, but a rival Maxentius holds Italy and Rome itself. The two are on a collision course. Constantine, with a smaller but more disciplined army, marches south into Italy. The final showdown is imminent, just outside the ancient walls of Rome, at a critical river crossing, the Milvian Bridge. Maxentius has every advantage. He has a larger army, the backing of the traditional Roman elite, and the defensive benefit of the city itself. For Constantine, this is an all-or-nothing gamble. A loss here would mean not just defeat, but almost certain death. This is where history takes a legendary turn. According to accounts, on the day before the battle, Constantine looked up at the sky and saw a blazing cross of light above the sun. Inscribed with it were the words, "In hoc signo vinces," "In this sign you will conquer." That night he had a dream in which Christ appeared to him, telling him to make a military standard in the form of this sign, the Chi-Rho, a symbol using the first 2 Greek letters of Christ's name. Whether this was a true divine miracle, a clever piece of psychological warfare, or a genuine personal conversion, we'll never know for sure. But what happened next is undeniable. Constantine ordered his soldiers to paint the Chi-Rho on their shields. They were no longer just fighting for an emperor, they were fighting under a new, powerful symbol. The battle that followed was a resounding victory for Constantine. Maxentius's forces were routed, and Maxentius himself drowned in the Tiber River while trying to retreat. Constantine marched into Rome as the undisputed ruler of the Western Roman Empire. The vision at the Milvian Bridge became the foundational story of his reign and the catalyst for a religious revolution. With his power in the West secured, one of Constantine's first and most monumental acts was the Edict of Milan, issued in 313 AD, just a year after his victory. He co-authored this decree with Licinius, the emperor of the eastern half of the empire. This wasn't a law that made Christianity the state religion, not yet. It did something arguably even more radical for its time. It granted religious freedom across the entire Roman Empire. For the first time, Christianity was officially legal. The era of persecution, which had seen Christians thrown to lions, burned, and tortured for their faith, was over. The Edict of Milan declared that everyone was free to follow whatever religion they chose. It also ordered the return of all confiscated church properties, giving the Christian community a level of security and legitimacy it had never known. This was a groundbreaking move. In a society where the emperor was also the chief priest, the Pontifex Maximus, and where public religious rights were essential to the state's well-being, separating personal belief from state control was revolutionary. The Edict of Milan didn't just end suffering. It opened the door for Christianity to grow, organize, and flourish openly, setting the stage for its eventual dominance. But Constantine's ambitions went far beyond just changing Rome's religion. He wanted to build a new center of power, a capital that reflected his vision for the future of the empire. He felt that old Rome, with its deep-rooted pagan traditions and powerful senatorial families, was a relic of the past. He needed a new Rome. His eyes fell on a strategically brilliant location, the ancient Greek city of Byzantium. Situated on the Bosphorus Strait, it was the perfect crossroads between Europe and Asia. It was easily defensible with water on 3 sides, and it controlled the vital trade routes between the Aegean and Black Seas. In 324 AD, after defeating his final rival Licinius and becoming the sole emperor of the entire Roman world, he began his massive construction project. He poured immense resources into transforming Byzantium into a magnificent imperial capital. He built massive walls, forums, palaces, a hippodrome for chariot races, and crucially, grand churches. In 330 AD, the city was officially dedicated and renamed Constantinople, the city of Constantine. This move had profound consequences. It shifted the empire's center of gravity eastward, away from its Latin roots and towards the Greek-speaking world. For the next 1,000 years, Constantinople would be the heart of the Byzantine Empire, the largest and wealthiest city in Christendom, and a bastion of Roman tradition long after the western half of the empire had fallen. So why do we call him Constantine the Great? It's a title given to very few rulers in history. It's because he didn't just govern the Roman Empire. He fundamentally remade it. His embrace of Christianity was the single most significant event in the religion's history, transforming it from a persecuted cult into the dominant faith of the Western world. His legalization of the faith through the Edict of Milan introduced a new concept of religious toleration. His founding of Constantinople created a new, enduring capital that would preserve classical culture and Roman law for a millennium, becoming the bedrock of the Eastern Orthodox Church. His decisions directly influenced the course of European and world history in a way few individuals ever have. He presided over the First Council of Nicaea, which established core Christian doctrine, and he laid the legal and institutional foundations for the medieval world. While his personal faith and political motivations are still debated by historians, his impact is not. He found an empire in crisis, fractured and spiritually divided, and left behind an empire set on a new path, with a new capital and a new soul. That is why he is and always will be Constantine the Great. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey into Roman history fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the figures and events that shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what you think was Constantine's most impactful decision. We'll see you in the next video.